All right, here is the video guide for lesson 3.2.5, focusing back on similarity and creating flowcharts to determine if two triangles have similarity, meeting our now three conditions: angle, angle, side, or side, side, that side being developed in lesson 3.2.4. Okay, now we have a pretty short lesson here, and it doesn't really introduce anything new. We just need to make sure that we're putting the facts in, drawing the right conclusions, and using the right conditions, okay? And so again, we're looking at a problem like this here, and I see one pair of congruent angles surrounded by proportional sides. So that's side, angle, side. And so I state that it's side, angle, side, and I explain what I'm thinking there. And then remember what my facts look like, okay? When I want to show that sides are proportional, what I want to do is show that they have a common zoom factor. And so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to take corresponding sides and I'm going to divide them. So 16 and 8. 16 divided by 8 gives me, gives me an answer of 2. I want to state that the angle between them is congruent, so angle B is congruent to angle L. And I'll put that in here. Is equal to, because that's what they mean to be congruent, angle L. And then the last one is again showing hopefully that the zoom factor remains the same, and so the corresponding sides, big divided by little, is 6 divided by 3, which equals 2. And here I can see it. I have corresponding side, common zoom factor, corresponding side, common zoom factor. Okay, so that's telling me that those are proportional sides, and in the middle is a congruent angle. So I'm showing the facts for side, angle, side. I'm going to draw my conclusion. My conclusion is always a similarity statement. So triangle, and I'm going to leave these blank so you can fill them in for yourself. Triangle blank, blank, blank is similar to, I want to go back up here, is similar to triangle blank, blank, blank. Okay, and remember, the order of that similarity statement matters. So if you say LKM, triangle LKM, you need to match that with the other one. And the condition we said was going to be side, angle, side. Okay, now it looks kind of funny because you have to say triangle and triangle, you don't have the symbol for it, but this is the perfect flowchart for what we can do on Desmos. Okay, showing proportional sides, doing the division, saying the angles are congruent, stating your conclusion as a similarity statement, and then showing your condition you used. Okay. We do that, again, a few more times here. So they give us 6 triangles down here, and they want us to start by circling 2 that we believe are similar, and then stating the facts and completing the flowchart to actually conclude that these triangles we're saying are similar. So maybe you say, okay, this one is going to be similar to this one. And then you want to state the facts that show that in a flowchart and draw your conclusion and similarity condition. Again, make sure your facts are stated. The facts need to back up your condition. So if you're saying that these 2 angles I circled are similar through side, then you need to state side proportional, conclusion, and then your condition would have been side. Okay? If you get stuck on this one, just let me know. On the next one here, same picture. We just want to pick 2 different ones, okay? So make sure you see that we want 2 different ones, okay, that are going to be similar. And another thing I should point out in this last slide and in slide 5 is this word right here, is that they may not be drawn to scale. Okay, so you might look at them like, okay, that's not a 110-degree angle. All right, well, that's because they're not drawn to scale. Or like an example would be like right here, that's not a 110-degree angle. Well, it doesn't matter. We just got to take the information they're giving us in terms of angles and side lengths. Okay, so again, you're going to circle 2 new ones. The first time I circled these 2, which means I could not circle those 2 again. I got to circle 2 new ones, list the facts, draw the conclusion of why those ones I'm circling are similar. And then you have to do it one last time. Same thing. You have 2 more on there that need to be similar. List the facts, draw the conclusion. Now, you have to go on here now and say, okay, which ones are going to be congruent? And we talked about congruence in lesson 3.2.3. All right, when you divide corresponding sides, they should equal 1 if they are congruent. So you got to look on here and say, okay, which triangles on here are exactly congruent? You're going to click the 2 on here that are congruent. You're going to say how you know. Here, we have one more where we can ask if they're similar. So we got similar triangles in the flowchart again. And then make sure, you know, if you're using, again, side, angle, side, or side, or angle, you're stating the facts, drawing your conclusion correctly. And then we have a good one here that I really like at the end. So They're drawing this conclusion that as the conclusion of his flowchart, we're taking a closer look at the similarity statement. Who has the correct similarity statement here? And then they're going to ask, are they congruent? Yes or no? And then we're going to have to explain. So if you say, yes, they are congruent, you have to explain. If you say, no, they're not congruent, you have to explain. And then if we know they're similar, we can find all the side lengths and all the angles. And so remember, if you have similar triangles, all the angles are the same in both, and then the side lengths are going to be proportional. If the triangles are congruent, everything is the same, angles and side lengths. All right, so you can find those once you know it's similar or congruent. And then lastly, it's how are we feeling, and you can drag the point, and if you want to respond a question or further guidance stuff like I didn't understand this or that, you can do that there. Also, remember, you can always email me. You can go to our synchronous learning sessions at our class time for more help. All right, so please reach out or show up to those sessions if you need the additional help.